We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. Today we have Mercury in Virgo, which is opposite Pisces in retrograde. And this is a powerful alignment for endings and clearings. This is bringing a lot up. Doesn't surprise me, as the planet is having to deal with a lot energetically as we are kind of working on our spiritual paths or awakening or even ascension during this time. So these are amazing energies for clearing fears and other blockages energetically that may be holding you back from your full potential or living your best life. Expect things to get emotional as it's bringing up old emotional wounds and blocks to the surface. Pisces retrograde is like a reality check. Some of you guys are loving that. Some of you guys not so much as to what is coming up too. So we're going to go ahead and do a reading starting with the divine feminine. But when we deal with Pisces, it's sometimes an energy of completion or ending a cycle. So I see a lot of karma coming up collectively, and sometimes that has a lot to do with twin flames, because twin flame is your energetic mirror, and they're going to reflect certain things back to you or show you certain things that you need to heal and work on within the connection too. A lot of you guys that are twin flames are star seeds too. So you came here or hold a lot of trauma. You took on a lot of trauma in your lifetime. And this is why so much surfaces for those of you guys that are trying to do the twin flame journey too. You can't take this stuff with you. And so we have a lot of, we'll say, energies coming up for healing and clearing right now. So when we deal with low frequency energies or negative energies, whether you're picking those up or experiencing a lot of those, sometimes twin flames have a lot of that coming to the surface, or we say being triggered to the surface. This can lead to negative thoughts, negative beliefs, and things like that. So being guided to clear out a lot of energy during this time. Don't be surprised if it's surfacing or being triggered by your situation too at different times, maybe not all the time, right? But at different times, pay attention to what is being triggered or coming up to the surface for healing during this time too, as these are powerful energies for tapping into our gifts, abilities, and even healing during this time. We're in a lot of high frequency energy today. I know we kind of had a little bit of a geomagnetic storm going on. We're still kind of in it the next couple of days. This month is amazing, as we're going to wrap up the month with a lot of beautiful North Node alignments. When we deal with the North Node, we're dealing with destiny, which is always amazing, right? It's in the air. And this can really help you. These energies are actually really positive that we're in for tapping into them for your healing, or harnessing them for healing your twin flame, we'll say, situation or even dynamic during this time. These are energies you don't want to be missing out with and that you want to be tapping into and working with. But some of you guys are feeling like things are moving fast, whether that's in a positive or a negative way, just depends on what you're manifesting and what's going on in your specific situation. So you're probably feeling like things are kind of, I'll say, moving fast or rapidly within your connection or within your situation. This can be a really, really good thing. Okay, so we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. Remember, this is just a general collective read, but I do these videos to try to help you guys to put this stuff out there, right? And I was saying I spend a lot of time putting these videos out there, but just take what resonates for your specific situation. Do those one-on-one phone calls on my website, and you can do them as often as you need them. I have the reading option, which you should start with, and that's going to help you a lot with just, general information on your situation. I am an energy healer. I'm always trying to get you guys to do the healing part of the journey, because that's what you need. Is why a lot of this stuff comes up. So I have tons of healings, clearings, and activations on my website. And of course, I do twin flame coaching, which I think you're going to need to help you through this process and to heal specific things that come up specifically for twin flames on the journey. This can help you a ton, no matter what, shifting your situation and kind of going into things. So if you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelightshealing.com. Let's start with a reading for the divine feminine. And then this is divine feminine collective, divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. It's easier being with someone from my world. You're being guided to not go back to the 3D. This is like whether old friendships that are not the best for you and pull you back into the matrix. I see a lot of that, right? Or even karmic situations. This could be old patterns and habits within yourself that you're being guided to clear and not go back to. You're going to know what you're working on. But this could be people that aren't good for you. This could be other karmic connections that are interfering with your twin flame journey. This is one of the biggest blocks that I see when we get the third parties. Sometimes these are not romantic. These are your friends that are not supporting your union. They're there interfering. You're like, okay, like, right? And some of you guys are getting advice from your friends and things like that, and they mean well, I'm sure, but not really. It's kind of like if they have like a D+ on their exam in school and you're going to them for homework questions. So you're like, they're not doing that good in their own situation. Maybe they're not a twin flame, maybe they're not doing good with their twin flame situation. You probably want to be mindful of who you're going to for advice, jokes aside, for your twin flame situation. Okay, not everyone is going to be able to help you. Most of the planet, like, it's a very small part of the planet that's even with their twin flame during this time. Jokes aside, this is like a connection that travels through many lifetimes. You've spent many lifetimes working on this connection. You want to make sure that you're just being mindful of taking in, I say, bad advice, right, from your friends, your family, that tend to pull you back into the 3D. This could be like a lot of you guys are like looking at, negative stuff from other people, taking in negativity, okay? This can come from all different sources. If anyone is talking badly about your relationship with your twin flame, no matter how it looks, doesn't matter, or your connection, and it could just be about you or your twin flame, you need to be mindful of these situations. A lot of times we're seeing through things right now because we have this Neptune in retrograde and we're able to kind of see through things, and maybe we couldn't previously see everything, but when Neptune is retrograde, we get a reality check, as I said. And so you have to be careful because oftentimes you're taking in things you're being told, whether this is like negative stuff on Google or from your friends or your family about your situation, and it becomes part of your beliefs and it manifests into your reality and into your world and what you're creating. So you have to be very careful that you are not only purging out your own inner negative beliefs, because sometimes people are telling you things that you already believe to be true and they're just reinforcing negative beliefs, and that is the reflection of your inner state being reflected back through friends, family, and other people, or you're taking in other people's negativity and things like that. And a lot of people have a lot of projections when it comes to love, relationships, and even their own negative beliefs, and sometimes we can kind of take these in as our own. This can really, really slow down your progress or get in the way of your union and things like that when you're taking things into your own consciousness that are negative too. So just be very mindful of what you're taking in, and on a deeper level during this time too. You were my home and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. Some of you guys might feel like that too. I love this out in the cold message. Your twin flame is literally cold, but oftentimes most people, I'll say 98% of people, have experienced some type of separation or separations with their twin flame as part of the process. So this can be hard to navigate if you don't understand the process. And it is in these spaces where we need to do the inner work and we're the most purging old energies, old programming, old beliefs, clearing, and blockages come up to be dealt with. And then if you haven't healed enough, sometimes it can cause problems that can lead to these separations because they don't just happen. And I see one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making is not healing and trying to just go back with the flame because they haven't healed the underlying energetic issues. So you'll have, been in some type of connection, you'll go to separation and you'll try to skip the healing. And the thing is that the healing is necessary because it's such a part of our ascension journey, and your twin flame is someone who is here to help you with your ascension journey, but you still have to do the work. So the more that we're healing, the more that we're going to stay in that, nice union and things like that. The more that we're not healing, it's going to lead to separation challenges or issues or blockages or even longer separations too. It just kind of depends. So don't stay stuck in those situations. If you are someone, not everyone is in that space. A lot of you guys are in really beautiful anchored in unions, but if you are experiencing some type of turmoil, so sometimes this is conflict in the relationship, right? And you guys are going to know that. Or sometimes it is old relationship patterns or childhood patterns that are coming up within the connection that can be repeating or getting into your twin flame connection. This is also an indicator that you have kind of underlying issues or unresolved traumas that need to be healed because they're kind of coming up, or old wounds being highlighted, triggers, things that you may need to heal that might be coming up that are very common that come up within the twin flame journey. And it just kind of depends, and it could just be triggers, shadow aspects. It just kind of depends on how that's manifest for you too. So this isn't for everyone, but some of you guys are kind of navigating. I see the perils of separation. It reminds me of those photos of like in the ocean, right? The parallels that you get thrown into on the journey and things like that. And these are, states that you need to go into to heal more fully. And it can kind of feel like being submerged in water or something when you're going through these states. So we kind of do a deep dive deeper into our programming and the subconscious and things like that to heal on a deeper level. I couldn't go against my family to be with you. I was writing a lot of stuff on my website, so I have activations up for today, and I spend a lot of time writing things for my website. So always make sure, even if you guys make sure you're reading through some of those things on my site, it's really going to help you. I write a lot of stuff of what's going on and things like that. So I was writing a lot of stuff, and I was writing a lot about the families that twin flames and starseeds incarnate into and light workers incarnate into. And oftentimes you guys came into a really unhealthy childhood dynamics and family dynamics that have affected your programming and things like that. Or, you know, our childhood affects our adult relationships, our past lives affect this lifetime and things like that. And so a lot of you guys have a lot of really deep wounding and programming that you still need to heal that has been affecting you over the course of your lifetime. And your twin flame is the biggest motivator to help you to heal some of these things too. So some of you guys are dealing with a lot of, we'll say, old issues that have been getting triggered in the twin flame dynamic, right? I'm sure they were, and this could be previous connections or whatever it is, and unhealthy dynamics, we'll leave it at that, or relationship patterns that are coming up specifically on the twin flame journey. And that's why when I do the twin flame coaching, I have it laid out each session to heal certain things, because I notice they come up in order on the twin flame journey. So oftentimes, you know, how things come up, how you guys are perceiving them, is if you haven't been through this journey before, because, you know, I work with so many people to have put all this together. If you haven't done the journey, then the patterns are being triggered to the surface, and then there's problems coming up. It's like, oh, okay, you're doing good, and another problem come up, right? And then another layer, and it can cause a lot of disharmony and problems and triggering and wounds and problems that can even lead to separation at any of these junctures or as each layer is coming up. So I was paying attention to put together the stuff I do through my website so that I could help you guys with this too. Especially a lot of people get stuck and they just kind of accept it and, you know, don't shift out of it. Remember that you are not meant to stay in a separation. You are meant to be in union with your twin flame, but oftentimes it is you guys just don't know how to shift out of some of the issues that you're having or to heal some of those issues. And that is okay, because in order for us to become a healer, we have to first heal ourselves. And this is an important part of the twin flame journey too, is healing ourselves fully for union. And when we're not healed fully, it's going to show us the problems, and we got more layers to deal with and to heal. So we do have a lot of things, we'll say, that are coming to the surface within some of these energies, especially as we're still in some retrograde energies with this Pisces retrograde. This is important too for spirituality and our spiritual connection too. So things may be coming to the surface. Get some help with it if you need it. I still have my dreams about you. I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. So I was writing today a lot about the astral connection between twin flames, where a lot of times you guys are, first off, we have this astral spiritual layer. You guys all know that because you go to the astral realms every night. Well, some of you, right? Okay, we go to other dimensions. We exist in other dimensions. So sometimes you guys are having 4D contact with your twin flame. This is where you feel them and you're able to communicate telepathically. This is because of the astral connection. Some of you guys are in a merged astral union with this person that's in the higher. It depends on where you guys are at with this. And when you are, you're going to be able to be very telepathic with them and picking up on more. So like if you're thinking about your twin flame all day, they're going to get a signal of that and they're going to pick up on that, okay? And it doesn't matter if you guys are in separation or union or where you're at with that on this part of the journey. So when you are seeing them in your dreams, this is a 5D interaction. This is an astral interaction that you're having with them. And oftentimes you guys are very connected in the higher spiritual realm. So you're having a lot of interdimensional communication. And this is also how twin flames can, I call it interface telepathically and pick up on things with the other person and tell what they're doing or what's going on. It's not like a normal relationship. In fact, those of you guys that have signed up for the twin flame journey, it is for those of you guys that are trying to get out of the matrix. So a lot of you guys also run into problems trying to make this a 3D relationship, right? When it's supposed to be this 5D connection. And it's supposed to help to free you from all of that society programming of what you think love should look like or looks like, or, you know, some of those things too, because they're not very healthy in the 3D too. But this is all about the astral connection. So you're probably picking up a lot from your twin flame. And you guys know that, especially if you're apart, you're together, it doesn't really matter. You're able to really, we'll say, read a lot energetically about this person. Our relationship was different and special. Other people don't understand it. We talked about other people not understanding your connection all of the time. I see a lot of people in this Pisces retrograde energy purging a lot of stuff out, but not in the right places, like complaining. Watch out for complaining right now. A lot of you guys are trying to vent and complain, and it's actually messing up your situation. It's not good. A good way of dealing with energy. So projecting, right? So a lot of projecting of what's going on in a negative way, your beliefs situation out there, when you should be clearing energy. You're like clearing this, right? All right, just know that. So be mindful of that. We already talked about that, about not everyone being helpful in your situation. Some of the people that you think are being helpful, not so much. I've been manifesting you. You've been manifesting this person. You've been manifesting union. Know that they will mirror whatever's going on with you in a powerful way too. So you've been manifesting this person. You maybe even before you met them. I knew you were the one when I met you. You might have a sense of what this person was going to look like. It's not all about looks, but I say this, like if you knew you were going to be with someone from a certain culture, or it was a pattern. You were always dating someone from a certain culture or background, and or that looked a certain way. Like you could see this person in your dreams and you knew they looked like such amount, like X amount of person, right? Like you might have known their hair or eye color, you might have had it in your head. And this is because you know your twin flame, you remember that. And this could be from the dreams or even in this dimension. So, you'll always know that. Like I always say this too, like I always knew even asleep what eye color my twin flame had. Don't know how, but I always would know when people would approach me with the opposite eye color, like this isn't my person. And so you might actually have a really good knowing of this person, like they might fit your type that you didn't know when you were asleep, that you were unconsciously looking for because you knew. And this could be from dreams or things that you picked up on or remember coming here too. I want a future with you. You want to be with this person. You want a future with this person. In fact, a lot of times twin flames sit around talking about the future. It's one of my favorite things to do. You guys sit around talking, making plans, like whatever it is, talking about the life you want. And you're going to find that you guys fit perfectly. Like say, you see your life in a certain way. You're going to find that your twin flame aligns with that. Like whatever lifestyle you want, like your dream life, whatever that looks like. Say you want to live on the lake, they love the lake. They do too, right? You want to live in the city, you prefer the crowd, they do too. You're like, what? So you're going to find that they actually fit perfectly and have the same ideas that you have. I want to treat you in the way that you deserve. It's about becoming a better partner. So since we're doing a reading for the Divine Feminine, one of the biggest turnoffs that I see navigating twin flame ascension journey and the journey of twin flame is that when you guys are out of balance and I'll say emotional, unhealed, go into the wounded feminine, Divine Masculine is out of there if you didn't notice, like, right? They don't want to deal with that. They've dealt with enough of their own karmic feminines and early on that you'll notice they have pretty good boundaries with you guys, right? All right, they don't want to deal with that. And so just know that. They want the healed version of you and they're not going to, I say tolerate, not going to tolerate this unhealed stuff that comes up on some level because it isn't their responsibility to, it's yours. And when you're showing this side of you, we'll say, or that shadow coming out, that they won't deal with it as in like you're not ready and it can cause issues. So we have a lot of shadow healing coming up the next 3 weeks, especially we have Venus and Scorpio. A lot of you guys are having a hard time dealing with these energies. I let people manipulate me into ghosting you. You might be, once again, listening to friends, family, people that are kind of, telling you to, I say, get rid of your twin flame. I hear this all the time. They're not your person. And just talking badly about them in general. Watch out. Something I've said before is those people are not your friends either. I'm afraid that I lost you forever. If you are this is more of a separation message, but if you're navigating a separation, then you'll always feel like that. I was telling someone that there isn't one that I didn't do that you won't have those thoughts or you won't feel like that, especially as we're navigating Earth and how Earth works. When I come back to you, it's forever. You're supposed to be making this work. It's very painful when you guys don't, if you didn't notice. Believe in miracles. Things can shift anytime. And this is about shifting your situation and taking charge. I don't want to say control. Taking charge of your situation to manifest the outcomes that you want. Stay positive and shift this if you're needing to. And get some help with it, like we talked about. My soul wants to merge with yours. You need to raise your frequency to come back together. Work on your energy. Make sure you're working on your energy. You need to anyways in your life. All of a sudden, we're having to become very conscious of our energy as we're navigating planet Earth during this time, because a lot of people are not mindful of their energy or taking care of their energy. So there's a lot of yucky energy on the planet. There's a lot of people full of attachments and not good things. And then when you're hanging out, it's really bad for your energy and you're going to know it. So there's a lot of draining energy on the planet during this time. Be mindful of what is pouring into you and what is taking out of you during this time. Things got too intense too fast. You've triggered so much intense emotions in me. So you guys have a lot that comes to the surface that is triggered by this situation or this person. Working on those triggers. Triggers are unhealed areas and aspects. You can notice you have the same triggers that lead to the same patterns, whether thought patterns or even behavior patterns. Working on healing the triggers. Things are moving fast. We already had this talk, accelerated motion. Things are moving so fast right now. Make that work for you. You can be really successful in these energies. But make sure you're really, really choosing wisely the decisions that you're making right now. They can either set you back into separation or move you forward into union right now. Just kind of depends. We talked about watching out for draining situations and draining people and draining connections, especially when you guys are in separation. You're more open and exposed to that because you feel lonely and you want your friends. And then you're noticing maybe some of these connections aren't real good for you, but you don't mind. You don't want to sit alone, right? And things like that. All right, just watch out and be mindful of your energy and energy exchanges right now. All right, some of you guys are needing to spend that time in solitude and you don't like that. That's part of the separation. I told someone in a reading yesterday, that's the gift your twin flame gives you, to have to sit and do the work by yourself. And a lot of you guys, that's where your suffering comes from, because you're not able to. So it's about being in that higher frequency and being happy and whole within yourself so that you can be more complete in your twin flame union too. A lot of you guys are relying too heavily on your twin flame then to make you feel good or to regulate you or whatever it is, right? Okay, there's going to be a new beginning for a lot of you guys. So when we're going through completion and clearing, new doorways opening. But some of you guys need to clear your energy. You have past connections, not your twin flame. Previous connections from before your twin flame are still in your field. They might be unresolved karmically. Some of you guys might have karmic imprints owed out from these relationships that are playing out in your twin flame narrative and story, and not in a good way. Or you have the door open on these connections in some type of way. You haven't cleared something from them. You haven't resolved something. You have some type of unresolved relationship trauma that you need to, we'll say, work through or heal right now. This is affecting your trust, how you trust. You might have trust issues. This is insecurities. Your twin flame is going to trigger your insecurities to show them to you. It depends what. Some of you guys, this is jealousy, third party, karmic interference, blocks. Just depends on how that manifests for you. Working on that. When this stuff comes out with the twin flame masculine, it's stuff you're projecting into the relationship. Many reasons why, like I said, but something needs to be worked out with that. All right, we have King of Swords. Some of you guys are really, really in your head and not in your heart right now. You might need to open your heart more, work on your heart more. Maybe you're needing to clear out issues from the twin flame in your heart chakra, ways you might have closed off from this connection, because this is a twin flame reading, or you might be closing your heart, or, walls, blocks, and you're in your head overthinking right now, because the head is ego, the heart is soul, right? Needing to shift out of ego and back into soul, trusting your soul guiding you through this experience, whether you're connecting more with the universe, your spiritual connection, or even your twin flame. You're going to have some really nice heart-to-heart talks. You have a lot of, we'll say, Mercury energy. This is like heart-to-heart talks with you guys. and things like that are going to open up the connection a lot. And so some of you guys need to stay focused on the positive and where you are in the present. You were probably begging for your situation you're in now 6 months ago. And if you really follow this through, you can be in a really good situation with your twin flame 6 months from now. Remember that as you guys are walking the path or manifesting the path as you go too. So try to stay in the now. Try to stay grateful. For those of you guys in union, just really focus on enjoying spending time with your twin flame. Then the conversations that you guys are having, you guys are able to open up a lot right now. For those of you guys that are in twin flame, you're getting vulnerable, you're sharing things, you're letting the other person in right now. A lot of you guys are really focused on money and are juggling a lot right now. Make sure you're also focused on the spiritual just as much. Sometimes this can indicate, yes, it's the material, but juggling the spiritual and the material, right? Focusing on the spiritual right now, and things like that. Sometimes you guys are really winning in the material realm, but not in the spiritual, and vice versa. Make sure you're kind of finding a balance between the spiritual and the material dimensions right now. We have the 7 of Pentacles. This is your manifestations. We'll say paying off, your hard work paying off and coming into fruition, what you're manifesting. Twin flames have amazing manifesting gifts and abilities, and whatever you're putting out there, you're manifesting, whatever you're thinking about all day. People get stuck in negative cycles because they're thinking a lot of negative stuff, and it's the masculine, because this is reading for the feminine, is playing it all out. Not in a good way if you're having negative thoughts. This is where the inner work has to come in. So the opposite is true if you're putting out really good thoughts. Twin flames are amazing manifestors, especially as you guys have merged together. You're like twice as strong at it. Very magician energy, right? So really focus on those manifestations and what you're manifesting when it comes to your union or your situation. You're always manifesting all the time. Double-edged sword, because we have that sword energy. You can't turn it off. Whatever you're thinking about, you're manifesting, right? And so this is like getting a grip on your manifesting gifts. Some of you guys, well, how's your life going? How's everything going? Amazing? Are you still running into some problems, challenges, and blocks? Usually from watching the collective, I see a lot of problems, challenges, and blocks. So this tells me that we got to get a grip on this stuff more, right? Of what we're manifesting in our reality. And we'll all be living our dream union, right? But sometimes we go through some blocks in getting there on the journey. And these blocks are a very important part of what we are healing and clearing and things like that, or being guided to look at within ourselves, as our twin flame is always showing us things within ourselves. Your twin flame is also a karmic mirror. It's not a karmic connection like we think, but it really is a past life connection. So it is in a different way, but they are a mirror to show you things that you need to work on. Okay, Divine Masculine Collective, Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I see you in the face of strangers. You're always with me. They always feel you. They always see you. They see little reminders of you, but I mean in the people that they're meeting, like they might even be around like people that talk like you, or they're out in the matrix and they see someone with your same accent, or they see these little reminders of you. They might see someone that looks just like you or has your build. I keep tracking you from afar by looking you up online. This person pays attention to you online. I always say your twin flame will, especially in no contact separation. So definitely got to be trying to see what you're doing, right? But anyways, all of the time, they're always trying to check out what you're doing online. A lot of you guys know that and you feel it, feel their presence. My heart keeps coming back to you, even though I know you've lost faith in me. So this person, they can't get you off of their heart. If you've gone through separation, this might have been something they needed to learn about themselves, or the depths, keyword depths, the depths of this connection and just how strong it is. Twin flames connect through the heart chakra so that you really feel the love, and then it triggers any of the shadow blocks and wounds and walls that need to be healed. But however, you have that strong heart chakra connection all of the time, even apart. Doesn't matter how far you wander. I wish I could take back the hurtful things I said. It was wrong of me to take my frustration on you. Things are always said in pain in these connections. And, masculine is mindful of that. Everywhere I go, I look around as if you'll magically be there. Some of you guys see your twin flame a lot. Some of you guys see them at work. You see them in the matrix. It just depends. I feel like you're on the other side of my every breath. So they feel you in spirit. We talked on the feminine side about feeling you in the 4D. That's the higher self. So a lot of times we connect with our twin flames higher self when they're not around. And this is where a lot of your downloads, spiritual messages and understanding come from, and you feel them on the higher, right? This is the energetic presence of higher self. So we have, of course, our little humans, and then of course the higher version of self. And oftentimes you guys are very connected with each other's higher self. I can't go another day without you. They have a hard time not being near you or talking to you. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. I'm caught up in a karmic relationship. This could be karmic cycles, karmic situations, or even karmic patterns. Some it could be actual karmic and things like that. Or even just, it just depends with that. They might be still dealing with karmics around their life. This could be friends, family, or even partners. Every time my phone rings, I hope it's you. This person loves to hear from you. I regret what I did to you. They might regret how things went. I'm on my way to you. Some of you guys will be seeing your twin flame soon, especially if it's been a little while in the physical, spending more time with them. I'm telepathically connecting with you all of the time. They feel you on that telepathic level. We were talking about that astral connection. This might be someone who's a vivid dreamer, especially if you're a vivid dreamer. You really activate these gifts. The more you spend time with this person, this is a different type of connection. It's not like that with any other person. So the more that you spend time together, I don't know how. Like I was thinking last night, I'll just bad example, but I always do these bad examples. Like my twin flame was showing me their drink they made, and I was thinking in my head, oh, I need to make my coffee like that. And they said something about like, you could make your coffee like that. Like, right? Okay, that's an example of twin flame telepathy where you don't have to say it, they can read your mind. And this is about a lot of things, and this is why you need to be really clear, because if you have all these negative thoughts in your mind, it might repel the person, right? So this is a different type of connection. And it doesn't matter how far apart you are, you're always exchanging energetic information, right? Like thoughts are energy, right? We're putting signals out there. It's putting an energy out there. They pick up on that energy and they can read that energy. So there's a very strong telepathic connection. This person can read you really good. They can read your emotions. They can read your mind. They can read what you're feeling. They can read what you're thinking. So when you're with your twin flame and you're not saying something, it doesn't matter. They can read it without even talking. This is telepathy. I can't not move on for you ever, even if I tried. Some people have tried and then they realize a lot about the connection too. You have made me believe in love again. You've opened this person up to love again. They might have, a lot of times masculine is like, they swore off love. They're the lone wolf or whatever. And they were fine with that, but they didn't expect to meet you usually when the divine feminine comes in. I know that about twin flames. You don't usually see it coming. And it's the unexpected, right? So this person loves you. You've made them open up a lot or open up their heart a lot. They have a soft spot for you. You've triggered deep insecurities I didn't know I had. Be patient with me while I heal these things. You guys are both working on healing things. Try to have understanding of both sides. Our story is not even close to being finished. I have seen visions and glimpses of our future together. You guys might sit around and think about things like that, right? Like if the future of union and what that looks like and how different your lives would look together. Okay, let your friends help you. Ask and accept support from others. And we already had this talk. This is a reading for the masculine. A lot of you guys are nurturing other connections. And this is a twin flame reading too. So once again, be mindful of the advice that you're getting from people that haven't navigated the twin flame experience, because a lot of times they don't even get, like you're in deep and they're in the surface. They're in layer 3 and 4 and you're trying to do 5 and 6, okay? Like it's like asking, okay, you're in 6th grade or you're trying to ask the 3rd grader to help with your homework. You're like, okay, so you're gonna need to lean on the people around you, but sometimes it can make you feel a little bit lonely because these people haven't gone through what you've been through. So sometimes they're not understanding. It's like you're speaking French, right? And they're like, what? Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Time to get romantic right now. You guys know how to do that. Time to get romantic. Stay positive, stay optimistic, and it's going to bring a really beautiful vibe into your relationship. Get playful. This is where like you guys get into that fairy fun vibe, right? Have fun with your partner, play with this person, and I think that's the best vibe when your inner childs are kind of out and can have fun or whatever it is too. So allow your inner child to come out to play. This will help you. Okay, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost secrets to each other, your bond deepens. You guys know each other really well, but maybe you're needing to get to know some deeper aspects of each other. You're also healing family issues, Divine Masculine. I don't want to go too into this because, but this is the starseed stuff. And as you heal your, we'll say parent wounds with your parents and your family, this is going to really benefit your relationship. After meeting my twin flame, I went through many, many layers. A lot of you guys might know that because I wrote books on this stuff. I had to go back into so many layers of really old stuff that I had already been through in the 3D to heal and release more of this stuff, right? And to unpack more baggage or to go into this more. And so I know that about both sides. You might have had a lot of family stuff that you've been dealing with, especially in separations apart or even together, that you've noticed since you've met your twin flame, a lot of stuff has come to the surface, or even in your lessons, you've had to deal with a lot of family stuff. We'll leave it at that. Okay. You guys are meant to really build a beautiful, lasting foundation and union with this person. I love it because it's like my 5D card. And to just know that working on this relationship, that some of you guys are going to build family, or a beautiful relationship, union, whatever that looks like for you in that manifestation, and bringing that to earth, right? Bringing that beautiful angelic heaven vision to earth. That's what we do to anchor in the 5D, your dream life. New beginning vibes happening for the Divine Masculine. Some of you guys, this union is going to bring you a new beginning or a new perspective or a new way of seeing things. You guys have been through so much conflict and surrender to get into this union within yourself. You've done so much healing. A lot of you guys are spending a lot of time by yourself or withdrawing from people that you used to hang out with or other situations. You're needing to rest and recharge and rejuvenate your energy. You're going through a whole healing right now still. This is going to empower you. I love it because it's the Lion card, Lions, right? Okay. This is meant to empower you. This healing journey that you're on, this union is meant to empower you in such a way to your divine feminine makes you stronger, whether you see that or not. When you're with this person, separation, you don't feel very well, and things like that. So we have this, I'm going to go right into this card, the 4 of Wands, but it's in reverse. This is usually reunion and union. There might be still some excuses or ego coming up that are keeping you from blocking the connection, Divine Masculine. And this could be needing to leave situations that are keeping you stuck. It's my leaving home card. And this is self-doubt and low self-esteem. You're needing to trust and have confidence in your twin flame journey in the universe, because usually this is my reunion, new beginning, living together card. There might be some type of block as to why you're not living together and do full union, or you're kind of putting off your divine feminine, whatever that looks like for you, because usually we have the Ace of Cups upright, but this is in reverse, and this is usually our new beginning in a relationship and love. There might be some holdup still of why you're not doing a full union or relationship, or kind of dancing around it, and this just kind of depends. Going down to old repressed emotions you might still be dealing with, and things like that. Okay, so we have another reverse card. These are kind of our blocks for the masculine. We're doing these first. And when we have the Page of Swords, usually this is like, right? Being a little guarded. This is like, make sure that you're communicating clear, and that you might not be communicating all of your feelings for whatever reason, and that you're needing to kind of open up to your divine feminine and communicate better what's going on your side or how you're feeling. You've been in this hermit energy for a long time, and that's not great for union, right? And this is like wanting to be alone. Then we have union, right? Okay, so this is getting out of that hermit energy. And yes, you're someone who needs a lot of alone time and self-reflection, and you're needing to pay attention to your inner guidance, but you're also needing to shift this into union, or if in union, to balance that. So with these North Node alignments that are coming up, we have 2 before the end of the month. So I think the 29th and 30th, we have a lot of North Node alignments. That North Node is in Aries. This is all about balancing ourselves individually and balancing ourselves in our relationship and union with that, we'll say, alignment. With that access, we're still on until January. So it's a lot of having our own alone time and ourselves and our own energy, but also being in union and being in a relationship and balancing that too. So some of you guys still have family or financial barriers that are kind of in the way. We have 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You might have family blocks that are holding you back, or even financial restrictions or blocks from this union, because this is a twin flame union reading. And then karma coming up. So we have the Justice card, but I like it upright, right? I like it upright. It's like you're dealing with a lot of karma in this lifetime. You took on a lot of karma from the ancestral line that you should have never even stepped into. And this is within our patterns and programs and things like that. So you've been releasing and healing and working through a lot of family line karma. I was telling myself this morning that most of our karma doesn't come from our past lifetime. Some of it does with our twin flame, but however, a lot of it comes from our ancestral line. And this is like memories, patterns, and things that have come out that were never ours to deal with. So this is like healing family issues and letting go of that family line karma, because that's what twin flames need to do, is clear that karmic baggage and family line karma to be together in union. And that's why your twin flame came here to planet Earth, so you don't stay stuck in it. You're like, right, to get you into union. Your twin flame is that, you know, motivation to do this work too. So some of you guys might even have court matters, family matters, you know, divorces, whatever it is that you're wrapping up so that you can shift into this union. But this is actually a positive message about being balanced for this union now, because karma is an imbalance we must deal with, or a karmic debt. And when you clear that stuff, guess what? You're free. Liberation, right? And things like that. So it depends on where you're at, but you're clearing out and closing out karmic cycles that maybe you guys were using as excuses for not doing union, or I know I've had stuff, or you're needing to really wrap up so you can shift into union more free and kind of ready, or whatever it is, or more balanced. So we have karma is clearing. If you felt stuck in certain situations, or, you know, in victimhood or whatever it is, you're clearing out these cycles so that you can be in this union. And it just kind of depends on what that is. Some of you guys have already closed out the cycles and you're just healing from an awful lot that you've been through too. Okay, I'm going on that now, but I have tons of healings and activations in my site, obviously for today, but the next couple of days too. So I have things through, I believe, the 26th. We take a couple of days off and then wrap up the month. Check out my website. Make sure you guys are doing more healing work. It'll help you a ton on your journey, no matter where you're at. Book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com, and have a beautiful day.